Hello, my name is Becky Allen. This is my sign name. I'm a BSL interpreter for the Royal Shakespeare Company and am busy translating the play Henry V. On Thursday the 19th of November, Henry V will be broadcast to schools all around the UK. And you will be watching. I'm here now to provide you with some information which we hope will help you when watching the play. First of all, I'm going to go through the character sign names that I use in the play. The sign names have been created by students from Jack Hunt School in Peterborough. And I'd like to say a big thank you to the students and their teachers for all their help. I'm going to show a photo of each character, fingerspell their name, and then show you the sign name. Here we go. Henry V of England, and here's his sign name. The Archbishop of Canterbury, and his sign name. King Charles VI of France, and his sign name. Queen Isabel of France, and her sign name. Louis the Dauphin, and here's his sign name. Princess Catherine of France, and here's her sign name. Alice, and this is her sign name. Bardolph, and here's his sign name. Pistol, and his sign name. Hostess Quickly, and this is her sign name. Nym, and his sign name is like this. Fluellen, and this is his sign name. Macmorris, and this is his sign name. And Jamie, and this is his sign name. So now I'm going to give a brief synopsis of the play, detailing what happens throughout. I'm going to use some photographs again. So at the start of the play, a character known as Chorus enters. He's a bit similar to a narrator perhaps, because he asks the audience to use their imagination to picture the vasty fields of France and to imagine that when they see one soldier, it's akin to an army of thousands. The story then starts with King Henry V and his men, his advisors, discussing a claim that has been made that Henry V should become ruler of France. His men are suggesting that he should go to war, but Henry V is worried that if he goes to war with France, it means that many shall drop their blood. Many of his English soldiers will die. Eventually, Henry V decides he will go to war with France. So it will be France against England. However, the Dauphin sends to Henry V a box of tennis balls. When Henry V receives this, he becomes even more determined to go to war. So the people of England prepare for war with France, and even thieves and drunkards from London's taverns must join Henry's army. Henry V is set, ready to go to France. But just before this happens, Henry V hears that 3 of his men have betrayed him. He decides that they should be punished with execution. However, Henry thinks that this revelation about the betrayal is God's message to advance into war. The French army are very confident and are not at all worried or scared by Henry's claim to rule France. Henry urges his troops into battle. The battle begins in an area called Harfleur. And due to the complacency of the French army, the English easily win this battle. So as the battle is raging, over at the French palace, we find Princess Catherine and Alice. Alice is trying to teach Princess Catherine some English words. And Princess Catherine is finding the pronunciation of some of the English words very funny. So as we know, in the battle at Harfleur, the English have won. And when the French are informed about this victory, they're still not too worried, because they feel that the size of their army greatly outnumbers the English army. Indeed, it's like 5 to 1. The French have 5 to every 1 of the English army's men. The night before the battle, Henry V disguises himself. For example, he removes his crown, he takes off his wealthy clothes, replaces them with rough clothes, and wanders through his camp in disguise, talking to his soldiers and urging them to support their king. Then before sunrise, Henry V prays to God to ask for help. The battle then takes place on the 25th of October, St. Crispian's Day. And it takes place in Agincourt. At the start of the battle, the English gain an early advantage, but the French fight back. Indeed, the French ruthlessly kill the English boys in the camp. However, Henry V is a steadfast leader, and despite being outnumbered, the English continue to advance and win. Despite the strength, the bravery and the skill of his army, Henry praises God for his victory. And especially praises him when he hears that the English have only lost a few soldiers in the battle. So in the final act of the play, Henry and his men gather at the French palace to negotiate peace between the two countries, England and France. Then finally, when he's left alone with Princess Catherine, Henry wins her heart and their engagement is announced, which is a mark of peace between England and France. So finally, we wanted to let you know that in the play of Henry V, there are a few characters whose names we hear mentioned, but that we never actually see on stage. I'll give you an example. This man's name is Falstaff, and the sign name I'll use is like this. Now, when Henry V was a young man, he and Falstaff were very good friends. And during this play, Henry V, Pistol, Nym and Mistress Quickly at one point talk about Falstaff, describing that he's very unwell. So when you see me use the sign for Falstaff, you'll know that that's who we're talking about. Next, this lady is called Doll Tearsheet, and this is the sign name that I'll use for her. During an argument between Pistol and Nym, they say the name Doll Tearsheet. So when you see the sign name, you'll know who we're talking about. It's her. Now, this man is King Henry IV, and his sign name is like this. His son is Henry V, and he previously ruled England. In this play, there are a fair few mentions of King Henry IV, so when you see that sign name used, you'll know it's him we're talking about. Finally, this man is King Richard II, and the sign name I'll use is like this. He was also a previous ruler of England, so the order went Richard II, then he was succeeded by Henry IV, and then he was succeeded by Henry V. And again in this play, there are lots of references to Richard II, so when you see the sign name like this, you'll know who we're talking about, and perhaps you might recognise that actor. So when you watch the broadcast on the 19th of November, we hope you really enjoy the play. And thank you ever so much for watching now. Bye-bye.